Hey everybody, welcome to DadsDen of Pop Culture, Justice League Monday. We're looking at Justice League every Monday this year, talking about Justice League International, of course, and we see today on the docket is Justice League America number 36, Justice League Europe number 12 from March of 1990. We have the return of Nort, and we have Metamorpho in a bit of a crisis here. Let's pull Justice League Europe out of the way. We're going to focus on Justice League America first. Okay. So, Nort by Northwest. Giffen plot and breakdowns. DeMatteis script and Artis pencils. Nichols inks. So we have a guest artist for this one. So Nort is the universe's worst Green Lantern. Somehow managed to keep his ring and his powers, though, where a lot of them lost him. And he came to Earth during the whole, the alien invasion. And John Jones sort of sent him off to go explore the world. He actually told him to just take a hike, take a really long hike. And it was really just to get him out of the way. Well, Nort took that advice. He's been around the world. He thinks, you know what? I'm a little bored. I'm going to go visit my good pals in the Justice League. We flash forward to the planet Cairn, headquarters of the team of heroes called Legion 90. Now, with the post-crisis stuff, this was a way to sort of do something like the Legion of Superheroes, but not set in the future. I haven't really read many of them, so I couldn't tell you much about it. But it concerns a prisoner who's being let out a little bit early. They pulled some strings. He gets out, and it turns out that this guy is actually a bit of a supervillain. And he is known as the Scarlet Skier. The Scarlet Skier. Now, obviously, they're not doing a riff on the Silver Surfer. How could they? Well, maybe they are, in fact. So the Scarlet Skier decides, being out of prison, that he wants some revenge on the guy who put him there. And that guy just happens to be Nort. Well, everybody is thrilled to see Nort back at the embassy. They're all kind of busy with stuff. So he decides to go, look for something else to do. And in the process, he sees something land in, as he puts it, the park, probably Central Park, because they are in New York. So he goes to investigate. And who does he find? But, yeah, that's right, the Scarlet Skier. And so, what do you think probably happens when the Scarlet Skier sees Nort? Yeah, there's a little bit of a fight. He wants to kill the guy. And Nort, of course, really doesn't quite get the message. It takes him a minute, die. Maybe it was something I said. He only put the guy in prison, so what the heck? Well, Mr. Miracle is on monitor duty, and he's kind of thinking about, I'm going to kind of miss it when I go on my tour. Again, we're talking about the Mr. Miracle miniseries that I think it was a miniseries. I don't think it was regular yet. Not positive. Well, at any rate, the Scarlet Skier and Nort are going at it. And Nort actually gets a good shot in on the guy, knocks him through the roof of a subway, and he lands on a subway train. So let's give Nort his due. Every once in a while, he manages to do something mildly correct. Meantime, though, the cops have shown up. Mr. Miracle and Green Flame get there, find that they're arresting Nort. They say, could we just take him into custody? And the cops, yeah, you can have him. So they head on back to the headquarters. They can't believe the story he's telling them. They cannot believe the story that he's telling. Scarlet Skier. I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Only you would have an arch enemy with a name like that. Well, excuse me. Next time I'll find someone with a more dignified name, like Granny Goodness or Vermin Wunderbar. Point well taken. So the Scarlet Skier is now wandering around in the subway, and they're definitely going for a riff on the old Silver Surfer series. What manner of place is this, where men are forced to walk flesh pressed against flesh through these dank and dark tunnels? What manner of world is this where pain is etched in every face, where loneliness is reflected in every eye? All right, so, that was kind of the idea of Silver Surfer, him musing on the human condition. We also do learn in this that he took some classes from the Mangakon school of whatever, oratory. So that's kind of where he gets some of it. We also learn a little bit more about him from Nort. You see, he worked for somebody. One of the most terrifying entities to ever walk the spaceways. Who? An awesome being with the power of a god. Who? Hey, give me a second. The skier's not the only one around here who studied at the Mangakon school. Who was it? Oh, pity the world that caught the attention of Mr. Nebula, planetary designer. Why, it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Well, perhaps a little more mauve in the desert. So, the version of Galactus we're getting in this is a designer who, when he finds a world, he kind of redesigns it, and not necessarily in such a way that makes it still livable for the people there. That's what you got to be careful of when you get an interior designer. Maybe they're more concerned with the art than with making a livable space for you. Okay, so be careful when you're out there. That's a tip from Dad. So they're, of course, like, you got to be kidding me, But B's kind of like, well, maybe we should take this seriously because, if this dude actually should show up, could be pretty bad. Well, they managed to track him to the World Trade Center. This is 1990, folks. He goes up to the observation deck. Now, they think he might be up there sending the signal to Mr. Nebula. But the reality is, he decides to sort of end it all. But Nort catches him and saves him. And he's like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. This guy again? Like, I can't catch a break. Nothing I do ever friggin' works. I give up. Wait a minute. I've got an idea. Oh, joy. I can fix your unit. Then you can defeat me. And you really mean that? Sure I do. But it's got to be fair. You can't just let me win. Deal. Nort, you may have the brain of a slug, but you've got a heart as big as the Crab Nebula. Hey, thanks, Ski. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Well, that's not completely true. Oberon once said. So off those two go to fix the Scarlet Skier's little ski device so he can defeat Nort and feel like a winner. And, of course, in the process, Nort manages to accidentally destroy the thing. Want to be my sidekick? And splash. He knocks him off that little rock. Okay. Kind of a cute fill-in issue in this one with Nort. Honestly, I don't remember if Mr. Nebula ever shows up again, but he might. I wouldn't be surprised. We get something, though, a little more hefty this month in Justice League Europe, like father, like son. We'll roll through this one relatively quickly. A slice of sentimentality courtesy of Keith Giffen. Plot, Bill Loebs, script, Bart Sears, art, Bob Lappin, letters, Gene D'Angelo, colors, Kevin Dooley, etc., etc. Well, we see the consequences of Guy not knowing when to quit when he was fighting Metamorpho. Hey, in all honesty, Metamorpho really didn't want to do that to him. He just wanted to see his kid. And now he's confronting the Metal Men. And one woman, of course. They're robots, so I guess none of them are necessarily men or women, but they kind of are. Well, at any rate. Well, this is going to turn into a big fight, and we could roll through a fight comic pretty quickly because it's 90% in the imagery, which you can see, and I don't have to tell you about. But we do see Sapphire trying to wake Animal Man up because she's like, oh, this is not going to be good. So they get into it, and, you have Gold going after him. He manages to wind Gold up like wires. Then he has to confront, I think, Iron next. Lead flattens him, but he goes through the floor, grabs Tin, hey, you read my mind. I just read that and I don't know what it even referred to now that I'm thinking about it. Let it be a mystery to us all. So basically, Fight, 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 fight. She's trying to get Animal Man up. You know, you've got to do something. You're his friend. You're a hero. Lady, I'm a lot of things, but I ain't no hero. I couldn't even save my own family. How am I going to help his? He is in a bad place right now. But we cut to Mother Russia, the Soviet Union. Their powers are back, Blue Jay and the Silver Sorceress. And here, they both come to different conclusions. She can't stay here. She wants to go home to her world, even though it has been destroyed. He can't go back there. He's lost too many people. He wants to stay on Earth. He says, look, maybe I can make a difference here. But her attitude is, they won't give up their nuclear weapons. I can't be around for that again. I have to leave. Okay. She opens up a portal to leave. Will there be bigger consequences to that? Well, we'll find out. And he manages to, well, we see here, the guards trying to get into his room. There's a big room, okay, which I assume was also done because of that portal that was opened. He gets out and shrinks down to his Blue Jay size where he grows wings. And he goes through the ducts. He's like, I got to get out of here, but where do I go? Well, where indeed? Back to the fight. And honestly, there's some amazing stuff in here. Bart Sears did a great job, as he always does. So it's already a really bad situation, and it's about to get worse because Java shows up. And he realizes that Dimitri and Animal Man, who are now awake, were with the guy who just knocked him out. So why not go ahead and attack them? Of course, you know, he first attacks Animal Man, who's not really, you know, not super invulnerable or anything like that. So we have the fight going on in there with Metamorpho and the Metal Men. We have the fight going outside between Rocket Red, Animal Man, and Java. And they're all sort of forgetting something while this is going on, namely the baby. Oh boy. So, my son. And so everything's gone haywire with these robot arms, and it hits the cradle and throws him out of the cradle. And give it to Java, he catches the baby and holds on to him. But unfortunately, you will remember, the baby can transmute people, and it has no control over its powers. It's crying, etc. And it basically melts his arms into a sort of a goo. And Sapphire's saying, let go, give him to me, you know. So she gets the baby. Poor Java. All you wanted was to help me, and the baby. Geez, Saph, I never liked the guy, but I never meant for this to happen. You got to believe me. I just wanted to see the... I think I'd better go and call an ambulance. I believe you, Rex. I mean, that's horrific stuff. And that's when he notices, though, nothing's happening to Sapphire or to him. And he's holding his son. Really nice. By the way, lot of really terrible depictions of children and babies in comic books. And this ain't one of them. This is fantastic. Beautifully done. Well, because of their genetic ties to the baby, they're not affected by his powers. They can safely hold him. And he finds out that Sapphire has been going in secretly and holding the baby, you know, every day. So he has his mother's love, even though her father would not like it. See, sometimes she does defy Daddy. Well, Grandpa shows up, very angry about this, you know, that kid is making fuel for me, etc., etc., etc. Typical Simon Stagg. And Rex comes up with a little plan here. He says, here, you hold the baby. This is murder. You're a maniac. You'll never get away with it. All of you. You're witness. He's killed me. You're... And the baby says, gurgle, goo, goo. It's not hurting him. Well, you know, he's also genetically tied to the baby. And for the first time, he holds his grandson and realizes it's his grandson, and what he's been doing was horribly, horribly wrong. And we see Metamorpho back there. whatever genetic trick Saf's got, Daddy Dearest seems to have it too. Oh well, better luck next time. So, yeah, and these guys are going, that was, they're flying home. Oh, that was brilliant. Now he sees it as a person and not as something that he can exploit and all that. And he's like, actually, I was hoping the kid would frag the creep. Right. Hey, did I say something wrong? All right. Well, here's our little closer. Back at the embassy in America, Guy Gardner has shown up, and he's singing a song. Woo, wah, woo, how I love to get up in the morning. Hey, who's the Marie Osmond imitator? Guy? Oberon, old pal. Dear friend, what happened to you? You sound so pleasant, so happy, so... Oh, no. It was just a little misunderstanding. I'm afraid it was all my fault. All Rex wanted to do was see his little son, and... No, it's happened again. That's it. I'm resigning. If there's one thing I can't endure, it's another 6 months of earnest Guy Gard... Gotcha! Ah, ha, 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 you're a card, Gardner. And the absolute, I don't know if I can get that big enough, but that would be the, asterisk, number sign, ampersand, etc. To represent cursing. And then we do actually see Simon and Sapphire looking over the baby, and him basically, I've been such a fool, but I will make up for it. That's wonderful, Daddy. And what about Rex? Please, don't spoil this moment. So he's gonna try to change. Will Simon Stagg actually change? Who knows? Maybe. We'd all like to believe in redemption. Okay, that will do it for Justice League America, number 36, Justice League Europe, number 12, from March of 1990, The Return of Nort, and Metamorpho's Baby Boy. This is a cute issue. It's a fun little kind of filler issue. This is a real good one. It's a good one. And we see, like I said, there's a lot of comedy in these, but they handle drama pretty well, and they handle action pretty well. And we're actually coming up on an issue here in a couple weeks that is pretty friggin' hardcore. I mean, straight up. So let me know what you think in the comments about these issues. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, share with a friend. But until next time, God bless everybody. Please be kind to one another. Have a little bit of fun out there, and I will see you hopefully again soon in Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Bye-bye.